everyone, welcome to another episode of Madiba Global Hour with Adenike Emmanuel. I am the MD of Madiba Beautiful Homes and Garden and also the MD of Madiba Agro Estates Limited. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about our fractional ownership, and it is called Madiba Fractional Shares. I will be answering some questions. However, if after I am done, you still have questions on your mind that I have not answered, please feel free to drop your questions across any of our social media platforms. We are Madiba Global on Facebook, on Instagram, and on X. Thank you. My first question: what is the fractional home ownership scheme all about? It is an opportunity for serious-minded, investment-minded, and mature individuals, families, and organizations who are interested in wealth building through home ownership in the United States and the United Kingdom. So wherever you're living in the world and you want to own a home in the US of A and in the UK, we can help you to acquire your homes. Now, this is what makes us unique. With the sum of $100,000 in Detroit, in the US, and $150,000 in Atlanta minimum, you can acquire those homes in any of those places. With a sum of £100,000 in the UK, you can acquire a home in the UK. You do not have to live in these homes, right? You can just get them for investment purposes. Another thing is, you don't have to be the only one to own the home. It might not be easy raising up $100,000 or $150,000 or £100,000, but when 10 of you and 9 other people come together, and then everyone comes in with £10,000, depending, £10,000 or $10,000 or $15,000, depending on which area you want to get the home, and the 10 of you comes together, and then you come to us as a group, as a team, you get to have your own investments in either the US or in the UK. It's possible, it's doable, and we have people that can testify to that. We actually have testimonials that we can share with you. So yes, if you have $100,000 USD or £100,000 or £150,000 minimum, and it's just lying there in the bank, then that's not where it should be. You can use that to acquire an apartment either in the UK, a home either in the UK or in the US. How much is the fractional home ownership scheme? I've answered that already. The American fractional home ownership scheme is $100,000 USD minimum for Detroit and $150K USD minimum for Georgia. That's for Atlanta. And for the United Kingdom, it is £100,000 minimum. People need to come together as a group to raise the money in fractions and come to us as a unit. But if you want to be the unit, you want to be an individual, you want to be the one that owns the entire home as a person, yeah, that's fine. You can also come to us. We'll help you with that. How does it work? The following steps are followed. You pay $1,000 USD or £1,000 non-refundable registration fee into US or UK accounts. You fill a form. The form is called expression of interest form. You fill the form, you submit to us, and then you wait for 90 days, right? The 90 days is to help you get the house, help you make the administrative arrangement, work at the back end. You wait for 90 days for the US and 120 days for the UK. And then once the money is fully paid into our account, we get to work and we'll help you get the apartment. What does the payment covers? The 1,000 USD and the 1,000 pounds. The money covers the following: house purchase at auction or foreclosure or open market. So those are the 3 options where we can help you get the house, either at auction or either at foreclosure or either in the open market. The money you'll be paying covers renovation costs. There are some houses that we buy and we need to renovate before we hand the house over to you. Payment of any existing bills, back taxes, property registration with the appropriate authority in both countries, deeds and documentation, property insurance for first year, and then getting in tenants. All the back end stuff that needs to be done is what the admin fee will be covering. Can I buy a house abroad as a foreigner? Yes. Wherever you are in the world, you can own a home in the USA and in the UK. So yes, you can buy a house as a foreign investor, and our company is registered in the country, both in the UK and in the US, to help you facilitate that process and make it happen. Can I decide the location of the house? Yes and no. So yes, you can decide which location you want to buy. When I started, I told you in the US, we run it in Detroit and then in Atlanta, that's Georgia. And then in the UK, we do not have a specific area in the UK yet, but of course it's not in the city, it's not in London. So we're talking maybe Manchester, or we're talking Basildon, those places. We're talking Liverpool, yeah. So if you have a specific place in mind, and if we are able to carry out a transaction for you in that area, so yes, you might be able to specify. But if you do not have a particular place in mind, and then we come to you, okay, this is where we have the opportunities, yeah, so that's the no part of it. We'll tell you what we have, and then you let us know if you're willing to go for it or not. Can I see the picture of the available house or houses to choose from? That's also a yes or no question. Yes, you can, if it is an available house within a short window. Yeah, we can send you the pictures. We have a time for back and forth. But no, you might not be able to see the house if you're buying the house via auction or foreclosure. And that is because, at auction, it goes to the highest bidder. We won't have the time to say, okay, this is the house we have, say we need, no. But you have to trust, this is what we do, right? And you have to know that we will have your best interest at heart whenever we are making purchase for you. Who will help manage the property once bought? We will help you get an agent to manage the property for you and hand over the property and documents to you along with the agents. But you can also get your own agents. You might have people in the country that you might want to help you overlook. Almost everybody has a relative in the US or in the UK, right? So you can speak to them to help you manage the property. But we too can also help you manage it. We can help you do that. And we can also get agents for you to also help you manage that. So those are 3 options for you. Can I manage the property myself? Yes, you can. You can. If that's what you want to do. Absolutely, you can do that. How do I get my money if I don't have an account in the country? So the agent can arrange for the funds to reach you via any mutually agreed channel. So if you do go the line of getting an agent, people will arrange on how the funds will get to you. He can also assist in opening an account in the country depending on some factors. So we can have accounts in these countries. It's doable. If you end up having a home in the country and you get to have an agent, then you and your agents can agree on how you'll be getting the money. But another thing that you can also do is to open an account in the country and your money goes into your account. Can owning a house help me get a visa into the country? Yes, it can. It can assist in the visa processing, but it does not guarantee visa approval. Even some visas out there that they tell you that you should invest in the country and then you get a particular kind of visa. So it's an advantage for you to have a home, in such countries. Are there other expenses we are to make after buying the house? Yes. You will pay for property insurance and property tax annually. So, and then there are some times when there are repairs. As long as you're not the one, even if you are living in the house, there are times when you have to do repairs. But when you are not living in the house and you have tenants in the house, they will always call, right, for you to come and carry out some repairs in the house. So yes, you spend some money after you must have purchased. Property insurance, property taxes, these are monies that you pay annually anywhere in the world. Yeah, so Who determines the rent to be paid? Rent is determined by prevailing rent price in the area. The agent also determines the rent. They are the ones on ground. And then the tenant too sometimes, right? So there might be a prevailing rental prices in the area, and then the tenant is saying, okay, I want to come in at this particular level, and if it's okay for you, for the tenant to pay that amount, yeah, so you can do that. Now, if you want to be a part of all this, you have $100,000 or $150,000 or £100,000, and you want to own a home in the UK or in the US, please visit any of our social media handles and drop us messages. So we are Madiba Global on Facebook, on Instagram, and on X, and here are our numbers. Depending on where you're calling us from, that's +234 if you're calling from outside Nigeria, so you add +234 to the numbers, but these are the numbers: 0916 30 39000, 0916 30 39000, 0916 30 38000, 0916 30 38000, 0814 494 9880, 0814 494 9880. So please feel free to call us or drop us messages on WhatsApp or via any of our social media platforms. Let me continue with my Q&As. Who determines who the tenant will be? The tenant can be anyone, right? So long as they have money to pay, right? In owning, in renting out the apartment. So yeah, they can be anyone, and we can get them through referrals or through walk-ins, or maybe even via the agents, right? And then when they come in, the agent screens them. So I think the best bet will be for you to have an agent on the ground. Don't think about wanting to manage the property by yourself, because you are not on ground in the country. Even if you are in the country, you might not be in the space where you have your investments. So it will be better for you to have an agent on ground who will manage the property for you. Now, the agents, that is what they do. They'll be able to handle all these aspects for you, help you get the tenants, help you screen the tenants, help you ensure that the tenant pays the rents. For some countries, they must pay within the first 5 days of the following month, and then when they don't pay, they take them to court. You might not be able to do all this by yourself, so it's really advisable that you get an agent. The final question for today on our fractional signature shares is this: is there a guarantee of rental payment? So if you're buying the property to rent out and there are tenants in the house, yes, there's guarantee rent payments, because they are living there, they will pay. And then if they don't pay, they will be sent packing. That's just it. That's one of the advantages of having investments in some of those countries. There are rules and regulations on ground. The bottom line of our Madiba signature shares ownership, fractional ownership, is for you to have investments in foreign currency. Even if you are living in that same country, it's for you to also have investments that will give you cash flow from other means in addition to whatever you are doing. So this is something that you want to look into, something that you want to think about, something that you want to consider, something that you and your friends can come together to own. So you buy a home as one, and you share the rental income that comes in. It could be $1,000 or $1,200 or £1,200, depending on where the property is, and the money is just coming in and entering into your account somewhere, your savings account somewhere. And there's something about compound interest where money is just coming in and you're not touching it. As time goes on, you can even use that same money, the same income from the rent, to even buy another property. So call us today, right? Get in touch with us today. visit our website, madibaglobal.com. You'll find more information there. You'll find those questions also on our platform there, the Q&A, you'll find it there. So please check us out across all our platforms. On Facebook, on Instagram, on X, we are there at Madiba Global. And then our phone numbers again, if you're calling from outside Nigeria, you want to add +234 to that. But if you're calling within Nigeria, you don't have to add the +234, right? So our numbers again, 0916-3039-000, 0916-3039-000, 0916-3038-000, 0916-3038-000, 0814-494-9880, 0814-494-9880. Madiba Signature Shares. Global home, shared ownership, shared experience. Till I come your way again, it's been Adenike Emmanuel. I celebrate you and I value you. Bye.